If you're over 60, every drink you choose, whether it's a glass of wine, a cold beer, or a splash of whiskey, has a direct effect on your heart. But what if I told you that one specific type of drink that many seniors enjoy every day is silently weakening the very muscle keeping them alive? As a heart doctor, I've seen far too many older adults walk into my clinic, smiling, saying they just have a drink to unwind, only to walk out with diagnosis they never expected: high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, or even signs of early heart failure. Most seniors don't realize that this habit is dangerous. It's not just about drinking too much or binging on weekends. It's about a daily ritual, one that feels harmless, even healthy, but is slowly wearing down the heart's rhythm, strength, and resilience. In this video, I'm begging seniors to stop drinking these 5 specific alcoholic drinks that are slowly damaging their hearts. But more than that, I'll show you what's safe, what's not, and how to make changes without giving up joy. Watch until the end, because the first drink on the list might already be in your hand. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Red wine every night for heart health. 1 red wine every night for heart health. It's one of the most persistent myths I see among older adults. 1 glass of red wine a night is good for my heart. You've probably heard it from a friend, read it in a magazine, or even seen it on TV. And I understand the appeal. It feels elegant, almost medicinal. But as a heart doctor who has treated thousands of seniors, I must tell you the truth. After age 60, that glass of wine doesn't protect your heart. It slowly wears it down. Here's why. Your body processes alcohol differently as you age. The liver becomes slower, the heart more vulnerable, and your blood pressure more sensitive. That nightly ritual, even just a single glass, can gradually raise your blood pressure, weaken your heart muscle, and increase your risk for atrial fibrillation, a condition that triples your risk of stroke. I've sat beside many patients in the ER who thought they were doing everything right, and yet their irregular heartbeat, their silent high blood pressure, came down to this one habit. What's even more concerning is how wine, particularly at night, disrupts your sleep. It might make you feel drowsy, but it leads to shallow, fragmented sleep. Poor sleep raises cortisol levels in your stress hormone, which further stresses your heart. And if you're on medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, alcohol interferes with how they work. In many cases, it neutralizes their benefit entirely. I'm not here to take away life's small pleasures, but I am here to protect the rhythm that's been quietly beating inside you for decades. Your heart deserves more than a ritual based on outdated advice and marketing. So if you've been holding on to that nightly glass in the name of health, I urge you to reconsider. Your heart needs hydration, not ethanol. And speaking of hydration, what you drink matters just as much as what you eat. Now let's talk about a beverage that feels light but can be just as deceptive: beer. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now, let's move on to point number 2. Beer. Light and easy, but beer, quietly harmful. Many seniors reach for a cold beer, believing it's the lighter choice. And it's not hard to see why beer commercials show laughter, ease, and a laid-back lifestyle. It feels harmless, even refreshing after a long day. But let me speak to you not as a doctor, throwing warnings, but as someone who has held the hands of patients who didn't know the quiet damage their daily beer was doing to their heart. Beer is deceptive. It doesn't hit like hard liquor, and it doesn't carry the elegance of wine. But inside every can or bottle lies a dangerous mix for an aging heart. As we age, our metabolism slows. The sugars and starches in beer are quickly converted to belly fat. And that's not just a cosmetic concern. Belly fat, especially visceral fat, surrounds your internal organs and pumps out chemicals that inflame your blood vessels, raise blood pressure, and clog arteries from the inside out. Many of my older patients don't drink to get drunk. They drink to unwind a beer with dinner, another while watching the news. But even 2 beers a day can silently lead to hypertension, irregular heart rhythms, and over time, a weakened heart that can no longer keep up. I've seen it happen slowly, then suddenly. What's more, beer often replaces water, and that matters. Seniors are more prone to dehydration, and beer only worsens it. Dehydrated blood is harder to pump and more likely to form clots. So while beer may feel light, its impact on your heart is anything but. I'm not here to judge your habits. I'm here to remind you how precious each heartbeat truly is. One change, like replacing your evening beer with a tall glass of water or herbal tea, could give your heart the relief it's been quietly craving. But if you think beer is the only sweet-tasting danger in your glass, think again, because the next drink on our list is dressed in sugar and served with a smile. The cocktail. 3 cocktails. Sweet on the outside, dangerous at the core. There's something almost celebratory about a cocktail. It's colorful, festive, and often served with a smile. For many seniors, a well-made cocktail feels like a reward, a small luxury, a way to relax or reminisce. But beneath the sweetness, the tiny umbrella, and the fancy glass lies a truth we don't talk about enough. Cocktails are one of the most deceptive threats to your heart. After 60, you see cocktails are often loaded with more than just alcohol. They contain syrups, cream-flavored lures, and sugar. So much sugar that sweetness combined with the alcohol becomes a dangerous mix, especially for older bodies. As we age, our pancreas doesn't regulate blood sugar as well. Our arteries stiffen, and our heart becomes more vulnerable to inflammation. Every sugary sip contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and dangerously high triglycerides, all enemies of the aging heart. Worse yet, the sweetness masks the strength of the alcohol. It's easy to lose track of how much you've consumed, especially at social gatherings or quiet evenings. And because cocktails don't taste like typical alcohol, they can be more inviting, even addictive. I've seen seniors who never touched whiskey become regular cocktail drinkers, never realizing the silent toll it was taking on their blood pressure and their heartbeat. Even just a few cocktails a week can trigger or worsen arrhythmias, especially atrial fibrillation, which increases stroke risk significantly. It doesn't happen all at once. It builds quietly, invisibly, until one night your heart skips a beat and doesn't recover. I'm not asking you to abandon joy. I'm inviting you to protect the heart that has carried your memories, your laughter, and your strength through every season of your life. There are other ways to celebrate, ways that don't cost your heart its future. But if you think cocktails are where the risk ends, think again, because the next drink is quiet, clear, and far stronger than it looks. The hard liquor in your glass. 4 hard liquor, whiskey vodka, hard liquor brandy. There's a kind of quiet strength in hard liquor. It's straightforward. No sugar coating, no fluff. Just a glass of whiskey, a splash of vodka, a sip of brandy to take the edge off. For many older adults, it's a ritual, a symbol of resilience, or even a way to reconnect with memories of younger days. But with age, your heart becomes less tolerant of what your body once could manage. That glass, small as it may seem, carries far more weight now, and not just in alcohol content. Hard liquor hits fast and hard. It causes blood vessels to constrict rapidly, leading to sudden spikes in blood pressure, dangerous at any age, but especially after 60, when arteries are less flexible and the heart is already working harder. I've seen patients experience chest pain, dizziness, even many strokes, all triggered by what they thought was a harmless nightcap. The damage isn't always immediate, but it's cumulative, wearing down your heart's rhythm, strength, and stability over time. What's most concerning is that these drinks are often consumed alone. A quiet sip before bed to ease the mind, to soften the silence. But that silence hides the strain placed on your cardiovascular system. Your liver takes longer to process the alcohol, and during that time, your heart is under pressure. It beats harder, it beats irregularly, and you feel it less until something goes very wrong. And if you're on medication, blood pressure pills, diabetes meds, or cholesterol drugs, hard liquor can interact with them in ways that are unpredictable and dangerous. It's not about how much you drink, but how your body handles it now in this stage of life. And the truth is, it doesn't handle it well anymore. So before you pour your next glass, ask yourself, is this helping me feel stronger, or just helping me forget I'm feeling weak? There's another habit many turn to when seeking rest, and it's one that quietly steals health in the name of sleep. Let's talk about alcohol as a sleep aid and why it's more harmful than healing. 5. Drinking to sleep, a quiet, drinking to sleep habit that steals your rest. For many older adults, sleep becomes elusive with age. Nights grow longer, thoughts grow louder, and the silence of the evening can feel heavy. In that quiet, a small glass of wine, a shot of whiskey, or a mixed drink before bed can feel like comfort, like a gentle bridge to sleep. I've had patients tell me, it's the only thing that helps me drift off. And I believe them. But what they don't realize is that this habit is robbing their heart night after night. Alcohol may make you drowsy at first, but it disrupts the very rhythms your body relies on to truly rest and heal. It interferes with REM sleep, the deep restorative phase that repairs the heart and balances blood pressure. Instead of resting, your heart is working overtime while you sleep. Your breathing becomes uneven. Your blood pressure can surge. You wake feeling groggy, anxious, or with a racing heartbeat. And most people never connect those symptoms to the drink they had the night before. Worse, alcohol as a sleep aid can quickly become a dependency. What starts as an occasional nightcap turns into a nightly ritual, and your body builds tolerance, needing more to get the same effect, while your heart becomes more vulnerable with each sip. The irony is painful. The very habit meant to bring peace becomes a hidden source of harm. I've seen patients living alone, battling loneliness, who use alcohol, not just for sleep, but for silence. But there are other ways to ease into night ways that support the heart. Soft music, gentle breathing, herbal teas, or even just the simple ritual of dimming lights and turning off screens early. You deserve rest, true healing rest. In your heart, the engine of your life deserves a chance to recover fully each night. But if you think nighttime is the only moment alcohol is doing damage, wait until you see how it shows up in the daylight, in the form of high blood pressure. You don't even feel 6. What I see every day, see every day, and what you can do today. As a heart doctor, I've seen the same story unfold far too often. Different faces, different lives, but the same painful ending. Seniors come into my clinic looking healthy on the outside. They smile, crack jokes, talk about their families. Some still walk every morning, eat their vegetables, and never miss a checkup. But then the tests come in and I see what they can't. A heart under stress, blood vessels inflamed, silent damage, accumulating from habits they never thought could harm them, especially alcohol. I've held hands in emergency rooms, spoken to sons and daughters who never saw it coming. Sometimes the patient feels completely fine until the day they're not. That's what makes alcohol so dangerous at this stage of life. The damage is quiet, invisible, and gradual. It doesn't announce itself until it's too late. A stroke, a heart attack, a heart that simply can't keep up anymore. And yet the beauty of the human body, especially after 60, is that it's still capable of healing. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to pay attention. One small change today can ripple into years of better health, stronger energy, and deeper peace of mind. Whether it's skipping that drink tonight, checking your blood pressure more often, or talking honestly with your doctor about your habits, it matters. There are also tools designed just for you. Apps that track your meals gently, remind you to take your medication, or suggest better choices without judgment. They're not about control, they're about giving your heart a fighting chance and your future more time. So the question isn't, is it too late for me? The real question is, am I ready to begin? And if you've made it this far with me, if something in your heart is stirring, then maybe, just maybe, you're already on your way. Because now comes the most important part of all. Not just what you avoid, but what you choose to protect. Let's talk about what your heart has been asking for all along. What if your heart has been asking for help all along? And now finally, you're ready to listen. Your heart deserves better. Better. You've carried so much in life. Family, work, responsibilities, joys and losses. Through it all, your heart has beaten faithfully without asking for anything in return. But now, after 60, it's asking for something. Your awareness, your care, your intention. The drinks that once felt harmless, social or comforting, may no longer serve you. And in truth, they may be quietly hurting the very organ that's helped you live all these years. But here's the most important thing. It's never too late to choose differently. Every small decision, skipping that glass tonight, drinking water instead, asking a question at your next doctor visit, adds up. Your heart doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency. It needs kindness. This isn't about giving things up. It's about gaining more time, more morns, more laughter, more strength. It's about being here fully, vibrantly, and with a heart that's not just beating, but thriving. So today, choose one change, just one. Your future self will thank you. Your family will thank you. And most of all, your heart will know it wasn't forgotten. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching. And here's to living life on your own terms.